welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a recipe from around the world. Now I did put a poll out and today's recipe is from Australia, so obviously I start with A. So Australia is known for its meat pies, but I'm going to be doing a different take, and this is an Australian recipe. I'm going to be doing mini chili beef pies. So the ingredients you will need are olive oil or any oil. I use olive oil, use your preference. 1 onion, chili powder, cumin, mince, tomato puree, 150 milliliters of beef stock, ground cinnamon, kidney beans, and a couple of potatoes and chives. So that will be followed with a warm roast asparagus salad. So I'm going to be putting it on the same plate. And for that, you will need asparagus, tomatoes, rashers or bacon, depending where you come from, small potatoes, and a packet of baby spinach. So I'm going to be doing this with puff pastry, and I'm going to be making my own puff pastry simply because I've got a recipe coming tomorrow that will also need puff pastry. So I'm going to be doing that and then putting some of it away for tomorrow's recipe, which I might add, look out for, because it's a good one. And it will be the most expensive dish I've done on my channel so far. So let's get cracking, let's get cooking. So I have my bowl here and I'm using plain flour, and you know me, I always eyeball that. Oops. Now I'm doing it a rough way. There is different ways of doing puff pastry, but this is the way I'm going to be doing mine today when I open this bag of flour. So as I said, I'm going to be using extra because I'll be needing some for a recipe tomorrow. So that's your pastry, or should I say flour. And then you're going to need some salt, now I use Himalayan salt, but you can use whatever salt you want. Everyone has their own preferences. And then you're going to be using butter. Now I'm using unsalted butter. You can use salted butter, and I'm using unsalted. And you want your butter to be very cold. So find my knife. Now I'm just going to be cutting in small bits or smallish bits, because you're going to be working this through but not fully. Now you could have made it another way, which is your flour, your salt, and then your water, and then as you're rolling it out, add the butter between the slices. I'm just doing it this way, just so you know there is different ways of doing a puff pastry. So now I'm just going to work that through a little bit. As I said, not too much. You don't want to really break the butter up too much. You still want big, nice big bits in there. So you're only doing it roughly. So I think that's enough. As you said, don't overwork it. Now I've got my water, so I'm just going to put in little bits at a time and work it through. And I can't tell you the measurements of water because every flour is different. And what would do for one lot of flour might not be enough for another lot of flour. So it's just a case of putting little bits in at a time, mixing it until it comes together. Now you can see there's still big lumps of butter in there, which is what we want. So I've used about a cup of water. So I'm going to need a bit more. Now I'm going to see if I can bring this all together. Try not work it too much. So that's nicely coming together now. So I'm going to finish this off and then I'll bring it back and show you what we need to do next. So that's our pastry done. So I'm just going to put it on here and see if we can work any of these remnants in. Now all I'm going to do is gently press out with my hand. And then you're going to get cling film and you're going to wrap it. And then you're going to put that into the fridge and you're going to chill for at least 30 minutes. Don't worry if you make too much, you can always do this and then freeze what you don't need to use. So that is going to go into the fridge and I'll show you what we do next. So the next thing we're going to be doing is the warm roasted asparagus salad. So for this part, you need asparagus. Now I'm not going to be using all these. Because only I'll be eating this, so. Oh. So you want to take the woody part off, which is that part. Now you could snap it off, like so. So there's my asparagus. Now I'm putting them in this little reusable tray. And then we're going to put our tomato in there. And then we're going to get our rashers. And we're just going to roll the rashers up. Like so. And you're going to salt, some pepper, and then I'm going to put in a little oil. Now you could also use some honey. Well, unfortunately forgot. And that will go into your oven on 200 Celsius, gas mark 6. Fan assisted at 180 Celsius, and that will be cooked for 20 minutes. Now hoping the angle of this is right, because I'm trying to do a new way. So as you can see in this pan, I already have my potatoes on for the salad. So we're just going to cook them. And in the other pan, which I've just put on, which is this one, is olive oil. In my halogen oven, I have the other parts of the salad cooking in there. So we're just waiting for this oil to heat up a little bit, because we're going to add our onions. Now you can chop your onions as small or as how you want them. Depends if you like texture or not. So we're going to fry these onions. Now this will be for the chili beef. And obviously you're going to have to let all this cool down for your pastry bases or pie bases. I'm going to be moulding them out of my hand. You can use pie tin, or you could use a little bun case, and because you only need the bottom of the pie. You'll see what I mean when I do that. So we're just going to cut this onion. So as you know, I've never done this setup before. So let me know which setup you prefer, this way or the way I normally do it, or last year. And turn this up a bit. I've got it on too low. Rookie mistake. So when these are fried off, I'll bring you back. Now you can see the onions are cooking nicely. And I've turned potatoes down. And they are done in salt water. So the next thing we're going to be doing is adding our cumin. And our chili powder. And we're just going to give that a nice quick stirring. And then I'm using this 5% fresh Irish lean mince. It was only €3. Breaking me up. Some of it's still a little bit icy. And we're going to fry this off and turn this down a little bit. So basically browning the mince. So when I brown the mince, I will bring you back. So as you can see, that's our mince done. Now the potatoes were cooked, so now I've got potatoes on for the toppings of the pie, which is mash with dill. Now you could use sour cream in it as well, but because I don't have a lot of dairy, I won't be using that. And I've just opened a brand new tomato paste. I've not even used it and it's already open. Now, so in that we will put our cinnamon. Our tomato paste. Our kidney beans, and we're going to mix all that up. Get all that nicely incorporated. And then we're going to put in our stock. We're going to bring that to a boil. And then we'll simmer that for about 15-20 minutes. Oops. So we're just going to let that come to a boil. So when this is ready to be shown again, I will show you. So as you can see, now my chili beef is done. And I've mashed my potatoes. And I added some unsalted butter, some pepper and chives. So we're going to let all this cool down before we do the next step. So when that's done, I will bring you back. Now in the meantime, while all that's cooling down, I've took my pastry out of the fridge because we're going to finish doing this as puff pastry. Now as I said, I'm only going to be using half for this recipe, or maybe a little less. So I'll start with about that much. I said that will be plenty. And the rest can go away for the other recipe that will be coming up. Now, as you can see, I've lightly done my board. I'm going to do the same with my rolling pin. And you're going to just roll. And we're going to fold and turn. We're going to roll, fold, and turn. And then we're going to do it again. Now you can see those bits of butter coming through. I'm going to fold and fold and turn. So you're going to do this about 6 times. I'm going to fold, fold and turn. Fold, fold, and this is the last time I'm going to be doing that. Now, put that back into the fridge, so we're going to clean some I'm going to put that into the fridge again for about half an hour. Now I have my pastry back out of the fridge. Now as you can see, I kept mini pie tins. I'm going to use these instead of the way I was going to do it. So now we just roll out my pastry. And I'm going to cut that into roughly 3. Maybe just to roll it out a little bit more here. Now if you can see there on the pastry, I don't know if you can see, but you can see where the little layers are. Now I'm going to gently push this in and just gently push over. You don't want to force the pastry. That's one. Maybe this a little bit thinner. Again, just gently you don't want to break the pastry, and you don't want to break the pipe tin. And put that there. Now I know puff pastry isn't usually used for the bottoms of a pie, so this is kind of an experiment with this one. It's usually done with short crust pastry. But I wanted to see if I could do it with a puff pastry so that it's a lighter bite. Now as you can see, I've roughly cut around them. And we're going to spoon our mixture into all of them. And as you can see, there's still loads left. I am going to use that for another recipe during the week, so I'm going to put that into my dish, and I'm going to let that go into the fridge. For another recipe I will do this week. So the next thing you're going to do then is your mash. Whoop. I will put them in the oven for about 15-20 minutes. So while we're waiting for our pies to be done, we'll finish off our salad. So you want your spinach. You could use rocket. I'm using spinach. Your pre-cooked baby potatoes, and we're going to add a little salt, a little pepper, whoops, a little drizzle of olive oil, and some balsamic vinegar. Now I did ask for red wine vinegar, but I couldn't get any, so that was the closest I could get. And we're just going to coat so now that is ready. We can put that in the fridge or to one side until it's ready to be dished out. So now that's the end result of the warm roasted asparagus salad and the chili beef pie. So the chili beef pie is still roasting hot. Now that's what it looks like. And here's the other two that I made, and they will get frozen for another day. So let's give this salad a try first. Now I think I did go a bit wrong with my asparagus. Still very nice though. And I did do it at the specified time, so, and the bacon. And one of these potatoes with the dressing. Now I'm going to cut this pie in half, just so I can show you what it looks like in the middle. As I said, this is still roasting hot. Whoops. That's what it looks like in the middle. So we'll give this a taste test. It smells really nice, to be fair. You've got a slight crunch on the outside of the pastry. You have creaminess from the mashed potatoes, and the chili beef is really nice. And there's not too much pastry there so that it's heavy. That's why I went for the puff pastry rather than short crust. You can do it either way. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to enjoy this. And watch out for tomorrow's video. So if you like the content, please give it a like. Please consider subscribing. Click the notification bell for new uploads. And don't forget to leave a comment, recipe, and your score, your rating of what you thought of my dish. So until the next one, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the subscribers. Still blown away. Onwards and upwards, hopefully, this year. And don't forget to tell me how you like the camera angle. Is it better, or do you want me to go back the way I was last year? I do appreciate the comments. So until tomorrow, goodbye.